Okay, guys, today, let me show you how we're gonna solve for the angles, okay? So now, we are going to solve for the missing angles here in this word problem, as you can see here. So we're looking for angles BGA, this one, and then angle SGL, this guy, then AGK, this guy, and then RGE, that one, and SGE, this one, and LGE, this one, and KGE, this one. All right? So now let's find all the missing angles, okay? First, let's see if we can determine where exactly is the vertical angles. So did you notice any vertical angles around? Yes, we notice that there are vertical angles somewhere. Because look, if angle SGA measures 115 degrees, therefore, do you think there's another vertical angle somewhere here? Yes, it's right there, diba? Angle RGE. So that's already 115 degrees. So angle RGE measures 115 degrees. Correct. So, di ba remember kagaya ng sabi ko sa iyo, kapag may vertical angles tayo, opposite angles are congruent. So, you align your protractor like this. Yes, it should land at 115 degrees. So, don't siya nagland, okay? And then, if you try to reflex it, we try to do it in this part naman, we'll see if this angle RGE measures 115 degrees naman. Yes, it's still the same. So therefore, that's 115 degrees. And we are correct. Now, we can already distinguish what the other angles are. But hey, do you know angle AGR? We can already see the angle already. Because if I remember, angle SGR is a straight angle. So if we know that's a straight angle, therefore, what must be the measure of angle AGR? That is 60 degrees, diba? So this angle here is 60, diba? 60. Then, did you know they're a pair of vertical angles? Because angle AEGA is another straight angle. So therefore, that's also 60 degrees. So they're vertical angles. Alright? So now we already solved our answer. Now, we have to solve the complex algebra problem down there. Because remember, this 4x stuff is also vertical angles with angle SGP. Angle, siguro SGP na lang. Angle SGP is also another vertical angle. So therefore, that's 4x, diba? 4x yung dito. Although we are not so sure what the measure is. So let's take a look at the measures here. So therefore, angle SGL, that is 2x squared plus 5 degrees. Tapos, angle LGK, that is x squared degrees. And angle RGK, that is 4x. So now, what are we going to do next? That's right. We can apply a concept of straight angle theorem. So, di ba remember the straight angle theorem? It pertains to supplementary angles. And what are supplementary angles again? Supplementary angles are angles such that when you add them together, all the angles, they equal...
This is your water.
They equal, ano yun? 180 degrees. Okay? So now, let me solve for the following. So now, let's continue with the show, okay? Now, what we're gonna do now is 2x squared plus 5 plus x squared plus 4x. So now, our formula will turn out something like this. So the first angle is 2x squared plus 5, diba? That is for set A. Then for the second set, we have x squared. Then on the third set, we have 4x. Diba? And then everything is equivalent to, what is the equivalence? Everything is equivalent to 180 degrees. Diba? Kasi nga there are supplementary angles. Now what we're gonna do is this. First, we are going to combine like terms. So do you remember when I told you combine like terms? I-combine namin yung alin talaga yung mga like terms namin. Okay? So what can we combine as like terms? 2x and x squared. So therefore that becomes 3x squared. Copy 4x. Copy 5. And that is equivalent to 180. Now, what we simply must do is we're gonna bring 180 to the other side of the equation. Kasi nga, diba, remember, we need to set our quadratic equal to 0. So therefore, formula will look like this now. So therefore, we have 3x squared plus 4x. And then, what's 180? So minus 180 on both sides. So therefore, that becomes negative 175, diba? And that's equivalent to 0. Now, we apply the AC formula so that we can solve for the following and get our 0. But I think it's better talaga if we were to do the AC formula, I think it's better if we factor it by grouping. So do you still remember how to factor by groups, diba? So if you want to get the AC formula, we're gonna have to do this, diba? The AC formula. So therefore, it's 3x squared times negative 175. So negative 175 times 3. This becomes 15, 22, 5, diba? So that becomes negative 525. So negative 525 is equivalent over here. And then we have 4x, diba? So what two numbers that can multiply together and that yield to 4x, diba? So we have, ano yun? Diba remember what are the numbers we can multiply? We can try, pero what you all this might take a lot of time. But I know naman talaga, the goal there is we need to divide by, ano yun? We need to divide by 3. Diba? Kasi nga kailangan dapat, if we multiply 175 times 3, so therefore, diba, that becomes 350 and that becomes, ano yun? Negative 525. And then, diba, remember, we still have the 4x. So therefore, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna combine like terms, diba? So now, this is our formula. Diba? Okay, so now we have negative 525 and then 4x. So now we can list down all the possible factors of negative 525. But actually, to be honest, I think the closest there is 5. So let's try dividing by 5. So 525 divided by 5, this becomes 10. 10 times 5 is 50. And then 25, that's 105. So 105 and 4, malabo. So therefore, that is not a good match. So let's try, ano yun, 105. So let's try divided by 7, di ba? Divide by 7. That becomes 7, 49, and then becomes 3, 75. 75 and 7. Malabo pa rin. So, hindi pwede. How about let's try dividing by 35. So, diba remember, because 5 times 7 is 35, so therefore, this becomes 35 na lang. So, 1. 1 times 35 is 35. Then this becomes 17. So, 15. 15 and 35. Let's see if this works. Almost. Kasi nga what you hold is 15 and 35 do not make a match rin. Although we're just getting there. We're just getting so close. Kaya that does not make any resemblance. That does not make any good match. Okay? So that may not be a good number. Okay? So we need to think of some other numbers that we can divide out so we can get to the number, ano yun, 4x, di ba? Kasi nga 3x squared plus 4x minus 175, di ba remember we multiplied negative to get negative 525, di ba? So therefore, these are not the right numbers. So if we try dividing by 5, we get 105. Malabo. 75 and 7, malabo. How about this? Let's try dividing by 25. Because 525 divided by 25 is this. Diba 25 times 52, that's 2. 50, diba? And then 25, tama, 21 and 25. So that must be correct. And tama nga, 21, 25. So therefore, we need to get negative. Kasi when we multiply both of them, we should get negative. So therefore, it should be negative and this should be positive. So therefore, the numbers are negative 21 and positive 25. So therefore, that should be our answer. Pero we're not yet done. Let's go back to the original equation. Diba remember ganito siya? Diba remember you have 3x squared plus, diba remember on the left side we have positive 25, diba? (25) minus negative 21x minus 175. Pero if I were to arrange this, para what is mas maging convenient, ganito kasi yung mangyayari. Actually, to be honest, what I would rather do is this. Actually, there's another method called the, the formulating method. Such that you can also, you can also, divide it by your A, diba? Divide by the A so that you can get the number. Diba? That's also how you factor into groups. I wonder if I still remember this. So therefore, it becomes 3x minus 21x for the first group. And then we have 25x minus 175. Okay? Then we can factor out. So here we can factor out 3. So therefore, 3 becomes 3x. So that becomes x minus 7. Diba? Because 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 7 is negative 121. On the right-hand side, we can factor out 25. So therefore, if we divide by 25, therefore, it should be like this. 25x 7, diba? So therefore, the formula will go like this. 3x plus 25 is equivalent to times x minus 7 equals negative 525. Okay? So because if we were to do this, we were gonna get this answer, diba? That's how we're gonna simplify our answer, okay? It's equivalent to negative 175, diba? We got negative 175, diba? 25 times negative 7, that's negative 175, diba? 3 times x, 3x. 25x, negative 21x, combine like terms, we get positive 4x. So we still got the same answer. So thank you, Lord. So therefore, the answer is, we want to get the positive 1, so therefore, x equals 7. Okay? So now we can input our values for the value of x. So therefore, now we already get the value of x, which is 7. Now we can already put that in and then solve for the other values. Alright? But I know talaga there's another way in how you can do this, such that if you do the AC method and then such that you want to get the original numbers back, you have to you have to divide. You have to divide it by the you have to divide by the by the number that you by the number that you multiply. Tama? Okay? So now x equals 7. I wonder if I know how to factor by grouping, pero next time I'll show you, okay? So now we have 2x plus 5. So therefore, 2x plus 5, do you remember that one is 2 times 7 squared plus 5. That one becomes 49. 49 times 2 equals 98. Plus 5 equals 103. So therefore, that becomes 103 degrees, okay? To double check if this is true, this is 103, okay? Now let's check with the protractor to see if we get the exact answer. Did we get 103 here? Yes, that is 103. Then, on this side, we get x squared. So, x squared, that is 49. Diba? So, 49 to. And then, 4 times 7, that's 28. Diba? So, did we get the numbers right? Let's see. So, is this 49? Let's check. Yan, halos konti lang. So, 49. Pero correct anyway. Then, the last one should be 28. Did we get 28? Yes, we got 28 as the answer. Okay, that's right. That's correct. Now, all we have to do now is to simplify. So, remember, this is 60 degrees. This 49, this 28. So, we want to solve for the remnant angle. That should be, what should be the angle? And remember, since this 28 degrees, therefore, now we can subtract. So, 115 minus 28, ito na yun. Minus 28 equals, this is 15 minus 8 equals 7. 10 minus 2 is 8, di ba? So therefore, that angle must measure 87 degrees. Did we get that right? Let's see. Malapit siya sa 90. So tama, that is 87. Okay? 87 degrees to. Or you can simply do it, or you can simply do this. 60, then 28, then, di ba remember this 60, di ba? 60 degrees to. Tama ba? Ay, 65 pala to. It's 65. Di siya 60. Sorry for wrong computation. So that is 65. So therefore, that is 65. So 65 pa na to because 65 plus 87, that becomes 12, di ba? Then 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 8 is 152. Then plus 28 equals 180. Kaya nga sabi ko sa'yo, make sure that this straight angle should measure 180 degrees. Then for the remnant angle, what we can do is 103 minus 65, so that we can get the answer. So 103 minus 65, this becomes 838. So the remnant angle must measure 38 degrees. Did we get that one right? Let's see. So yan, that is 65 degrees. And then the remnant angle must measure 38 degrees, di ba? Yan, we got it. Now we solved our angle puzzle. Now all we need to do is to get the angles of the angles, okay? So first we start off with PGA. PGA, that is 87 degrees, okay? SGL, SGL. Di ba? SGL. Di ba? That's 2x squared plus 5. And that is 103 degrees. AGK, AGK. That is 26 plus 65. And do you remember 28 plus 65, what did we get? 93. So parang siyang, di ba, this is 87 degrees. And then you get the supplementary angle, that is 93. So tama. Then SGE, right over here, di ba? That is 65. Apply mo lang yung konsepto ng vertical angles. LGE, yan, di ba we got 38 degrees there. So yan. And KGE, that is 49 plus 38. 49 plus 38 equals 77. Now let's check the angles to see if we are correct. So angle PGA, what's the measure of angle PGA? PGA is 87 degrees. Tama. Then angle SGL, SGL, di ba? Dito siya. So SGL must measure 103. Did we get that one right? Yes, that's 103 degrees. Tapos AJK, AGK, this one, that is 65 degrees. That is 93 degrees, di ba? Did we get that one right? Start with the right. Yes, 93 siya. Then RGE, RGE. Dito tayo. What is the value of the angle? 115 degrees. Did we get that? Yes, 115. Then SGE, dito tayo. SGE. That's supposed to be 65. Di ba nag-vertical angles tayo, di ba? Yan, very good. And LGE, this is 38 degrees. Did we get that one right? Yan, correct. And KGE, eto na. Moment of truth. KGE, does it measure 77 degrees? It's 87, not 77. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Kasi 9 plus 8 equals 17. Carry 1. 5 plus 3 is 8. So therefore, the correct answer is 87. Kasi nga when I measure here, ito siya. This is 87 degrees. So tama lang, para siyang kalahati, para siyang straight angle lang dito. Okay? Ng angle PGA, PGA, and KGE. That's it. There we have it.